Hey Internet, this is Lewis, aka PolishDog90 from Neon Space. I'm here today to talk about NFL Rivals, which is my current favorite mobile game. I've been playing it a ton lately, so I want to share some of the tips I've learned on how to build a good team. Before we dive into it, let's talk a little bit about Rivals. NFL Rivals is a mobile game using NFTs made by Mythical Games. A lot of gamers are afraid of NFTs. They think it's immediately a cash grab or a scam, but NFTs are basically just DLC that you can resell after you buy it. So I'd argue it's actually better for gamers. A lot of new players join and get intimidated because this is a freemium game and they see that players that spend a lot of money do very well. But I want to show you that it's very possible to play completely for free and still build a pretty competitive team. Let's dive into it. To start off, you can just download NFL Rivals in the Apple Store or the Google Play Store. You can see that I've already downloaded it. Alright, so I'm booting up the game here on a brand new account. I do have another account with much better players on it, but I want to show you that it's possible to start from scratch and still have good results. First, you play through the tutorial, teach you how to run. It's pretty darn simple. Holy cow, this guy is slow compared to my normal players. I also would like to say I do not promote multi-accounting, and I will not be trying to win any of the limited prizes, because you can win NFT players with the free-to-play account. So I want to show you it's possible to do it, but I'm not going to actually do it because I don't want to take the prizes away from real players. And you should really only play on one account if you're going to try to play competitive. This is for educational purposes only. Okay, now it's showing me how to throw, which the left half of your screen controls where you run, and then the right half of your screen controls where you throw. Oh yeah. I'm also playing on an old iPhone. I normally play on my newer iPhone, but so I'm not sure if this will run as smoothly. It runs really well on my newer iPhone. Nailed it. Killing the game. It's going to be kind of painful starting again from scratch. It'll also probably make it harder because my normal team is very good. I also will probably kind of be skipping through some of this stuff because I'm sure it's not going to be interesting to watch every moment of every game. And to fully go through my strategies, I'm going to have to kind of like show you what you do with the rewards from winning games. Let's see, what team should I take? I think I'm going to take the Chiefs. I think I picked the Eagles on my other account, so let's try the other way around. I guess it doesn't matter, you get hurts either way. Thought I might get Mahomes. I should also say, I don't really know much about football. I used to really like football when I was younger, but I haven't really watched it in like about a decade, so outside of this game, I'm not knowledgeable about football players. Let's go. Just killing the game over here. Scoring touchdowns. I always go for a 2-point conversion. This game really, at the end of the day, comes down to point spreads. The larger point spread you win by, the better you do in the competitive events. So you should really always go for 2-point conversion if you can. I think I have this game in the bag. There we go. What a win! There are several types of packs in this game. There are kind of like in-game currency packs that don't give you NFTs, and then you can spend real money to get NFTs. For the purpose of this, I'm not going to spend any real money. We will only use the in-game currencies. My main account I play is the Seahawks because I'm from Washington State, the Seattle area, but I currently live in Los Angeles, so let's do the LA Rams on this account. And you can pick any team you want, and you can get players from any team. They all just wear the jersey of the team you select. You can buy packs with the in-game tokens. This one's free, Manager's First Pack. It'll give me some players. I believe it'll just be the 3 players it showed me on the screen during the tutorial. We got Chris Moore, Jalen Hurts, and Daniel Brunskill. Amazing! Collect them, and then you go to your team tab, and you can drag them into the category. You can also just click Best Team. Although, I'll talk more about that later. Sometimes the higher power players actually have worse stats for that category. So sometimes it's actually better to choose a lower power player that has like better speed or better throwing. Alright, when you start out, you can pretty much only play the campaign. So we'll do some campaign. And really, if you're starting on a free-to-play account, you just want to grind out as many coins and diamonds as you can until you get good enough teams to really compete in the competitive events. Because with a starter team, you're not going to be able to compete in the competitive events. And you can basically bypass that by paying money. Like, if you pay money, you can buy better players and just rip them out of packs. But if you're going to play for free, you got to do it the old-fashioned way and grind. Which is what I'm going to do and show you guys how to do. And that's also why I'm going to skip around in these videos, because it's not going to be interesting watching me just grind campaign games over and over and over. So, in the campaign, it's far less important to get 2-point conversions, because, like, your point spread doesn't really matter in the campaign. But when you do start playing in the events, the point spread is everything. Holy crap, I'm just gonna get my guy tackled. When they run out of stamina, they run super slow, so it's actually faster to end the play and then start a new one, so you can run faster with full stamina on the next play. And man, these guys are slow. I'm used to being able to have them run and catch up with the passes. Boom. There are actually ways to earn more coins if you do PATs, like 1-point conversions, and if you do quarterback rushing touchdowns. So at a certain point, you'll want to start doing those in the campaign, because those are too risky to do in the competitive events. But if you want to grind out the maximum number of coins and gems you can get, you should maybe try doing quarterback rushing touchdowns and 1-point conversions in the campaign. That's what I do in my main account. My quarterback, actually Jalen's not too slow. I say my quarterback's probably too slow to really consistently do rushing touchdowns, but I had Jalen on my main account for a very long time. And I was able to get top 100 and unlock legendary cards with like a base quarterback that wasn't even a great base quarterback, so I'd say he's a very viable quarterback, even though it definitely gets much easier if you can unlock better cards. But for base cards, 86 is actually kind of in the higher tier. I think the highest base players go, they just updated it so it can go above 101, but 101 used to be the max, so if you pull anybody in the high 80s or the 90s, that's a really good pull. Like the max base is 99. You can also upgrade them, so as I unlock some of these currencies, I can upgrade my cards and then they'll go up in power slightly and their stats will get better. The difficulty of the campaign will also go up as I play it more. The campaign is also very easy, so if you do nothing but play a campaign, you might be like, this game is too easy for me, but it gets much harder when you play events, because then you're playing against real players' teams and you have to play against the teams of the players who have much better players than the computer on the campaign. I think the computer campaign teams max around like 1800 power score, and players are reaching near 3000 power score on their teams now, so it gets like much harder. So don't be discouraged if you find it too easy at first. It will get much harder when you unlock the ability to do the events, and that's really what the game is your ability to have higher point spreads than other players in the events. But the campaign is almost always a blowout. Even when we upgrade the difficulty, it should still be a blowout most of the time. The other thing about this game is it's really about, it comes down to controlling the clock. Right now, I should not have scored with 20 seconds left in the fourth. Yeah, when there's 20 seconds in the fourth, they can score in about 12 seconds. So ideally, you do not want to give them more than 12 seconds in the end of the second and fourth quarters. That way you can control the clock and you know you won't give them enough time to score. I'll probably be safe just because this is basically like the intro and really easy. Oh, I intercepted it. And that is the other thing, is it's a gamble, because you can get the ball back if you give them the ball back with less time. But my rule of thumb for my team is I don't give them the ball back with less than 1 minute left, because they can score with like 59 seconds and then you get the ball with 1 second and that's not enough time to score. So generally, if I leave over a minute left to get the ball back, like even if they score, I'll have enough time to score. But that depends on your team power. People with much higher team powers than me can actually give them the ball back with 30 to 40 seconds because their defense is so good they stop them faster. So that does change. And that's also why I'm making this video, is like my strategies on my higher team power team will not work for new players. So I want to approach this from a new player and show off like what is actually applicable to new players, because I have hundreds of dollars worth of NFTs and the other people that make content for this game and stream have hundreds to thousands of dollars worth of NFTs. And the game is totally different when you're playing like that. So here you can see these are some of the like NFT paid packs. I thought I gave you like base building packs when you first started out. Team builder, here we go. 500 coins, I have it. And this is only available to new players. These will go away after you buy them, but you should definitely go for the team builder packs first. That'll just let you fill out your team. Even if not with the best players, just getting anybody above blank players is going to be better. Let's see what I get. I think there is RNG here too, so you're not getting the same people every time. Big money, big money! 77 OL, that's okay. You want 80 plus really, but we'll take 77. 68, that's not very good. I'm going to need a better running back than that. And 65 tight end. That was not the best pack. Let's see, it says I have a better lineup available. You can click that. And I'll just click best team, it'll be faster. The other thing is you really want a better defense eventually. Defense is as important, if not more important, than offense when it comes to the events when you're playing PvP. Hello, Lewis from the future here. I just realized I didn't talk about defense at all. You do not play defense in this game. The defense is simulated. You only play offense. In the future, they're going to add a little bit more control over the defense. Like they'll give you detailed description of which player scored and which player was not able to stop them. But until then, it's all just kind of like loosely simulated. then there will also be an update where you will be able to pick players to try to defend big plays. So it'll be like, oh, this wide receiver is about to score. What cornerback or safety would you like to put up against him? And then you can potentially stop the play. But I think that is said to be coming out closer to the launch of the NFL season at like the end of August or September. You can see all these events I can't play yet, but I'll be able to unlock some of these as I level up. So I'm going to keep grinding. Let's see how I do with my new players. I hope the audio is not screwed up with this. I can't hear the balance. If it is, I'm going to have to delete this game and redo this video, which will be annoying, but I've already played this game a ton, so I enjoy it. Don't mind replaying it if I have to. Come on, let's go. I'll try a quarterback sneak on the next one and show you guys how that works. It's pretty tough with Jalen though. Like, I can't do it every time. It's kind of like I'd say like 75% of the time, but sometimes you just get hit by defensive linemen. Passing is also very much the meta right now. I'd say running is more like, if you have a good running back, it's more consistent and you can't throw interceptions. So sometimes just using your running back, if you have a good one, is better, but it's slower. And because this game is all about point spreads, the faster you score, the more likely you are to have your defense kit give you the ball back. So you want to score as many times as possible, as quickly as possible. So most of the top players are passing pretty much every play except for the 2-point conversion. This kicker is also real bad. I'm used to that meter moving slower on my account. Now as you play more of the campaign, you can upgrade the difficulty of the campaign, which also upgrades the rewards of the campaign. So basically, as soon as possible. On my main account, I actually waited. I was afraid my team wasn't good enough, but like you should really just be upgrading the campaign difficulty as soon as possible, because it's really not that hard to play the campaign. I've also been playing this game for months, so I'm pretty good at it, so maybe it is harder if you upgrade immediately. That's bad advice, but for me at least, like I don't think I'll have any difficulty upgrading the campaign to the max difficulty as soon as possible. It actually makes the game more fun, because right now it's like just playing on easy mode. They're hardly scoring against me, I can't defend anything I'm doing, so I want to upgrade that difficulty personally. The other thing I've learned is when you have a not-so-great quarterback, you basically need to make sure that the green circle is in a place where it's not possible to intercept. Like, you want to lead your guys, and you want to throw it in a place where the defenders can't get in front of it, because really the only way you lose games is by throwing interceptions. Currently, there are no fumbles, and as I said, like, if you run every time, like, it's pretty much guaranteed first downs. You'll just be slower. But you can make mistakes by trying to pass and go big and then throw an interception, and that can be devastating because when you're playing the competitive events, if you lose one game, you're out of the events. Like, every single person wins every single game. It's how much you win the games by. So all that really matters is the point spread, because everybody's playing the hardest teams possible and winning every game. When I first started playing, I actually ran every single down, like, because I learned pretty quickly that if you throw interceptions, you lose. And I was like, oh, I want to guarantee that I'm winning. And it was much easier when there were less players. As long as you won every single game at the highest difficulty, you were unlocking like top 100 prizes. Right now, if you win every game on the top difficulty, like you might not even make top 500. There's a lot more active players. So you not only have to win, you have to win by more points. So then it becomes much more competitive. And that's really when this game gets fun for me, is when it starts getting more competitive. There's also tricks I like what slot to put your wide receiver in. You can kind of see I passed the same wide receiver over and over. I think that's the best slot. It has the most fly routes. And for me, like, if you look on the left-hand side, they're doing a cross there. That takes too long and they run into each other. Fly routes, your guys open or not open the fastest, and it's all about wasting the least amount of time. So, like, I want plays where they're just going straight, and I know if they're going to be open, or if they're not, I'm just going to miss the pass really quickly. So I don't waste more than 2 or 3 seconds on each play. Because it's really about clock management, as I said before, which I'll show you later. Clock management does not matter at all in the campaign. Like, the campaign's so easy, you don't need to worry about it, but clock management is very important once we get to the competitive events. That's also why I run out of bounds, like, automatically. That's for clock management. It's muscle memory for me, even though it doesn't really matter. Let's do a run for funsies. This one says you're supposed to go up the middle. I never do. Dive to the left always. Because it's like, it's not guaranteed it's going to work if you go up the middle, but it's pretty much guaranteed every time it's going to work if you go to the left. Alright, secured another victory. Let's see if I have enough coins to get another base builder pack. See if I can upgrade my team to more players. Okay, here we go. Hopefully I didn't miss this last time. In the lower left here, you can change the fan level. That's the difficulty and the reward levels. So I want to collect and level up. So now the campaign's going to be slightly harder, but I get better rewards, so that's good. What do I need? I need 1,000 coins. I'm not there yet, so I need 700 more coins. We will keep grinding the campaign. I think I'm going to fast forward the video here, so I'll see you all at the end of this game. I'm sure I'm just going to crush them as I normally have been. You know what? I actually won't cut. I'll say that when you get into the events, like even though it's PvP, player versus player, you're still playing the computer. You're just playing the players owned by someone, simulated by the computer. So there is actual no head-to-head PvP in this game. When you're playing against other people, it's offline, but that's also a good and bad thing. Because a lot of new games kind of die because there's no player base, and if you have to be online to find a match and play against other players, and there's not enough players online in your time zone, then you just can't play. So that's kind of been an issue with some other games, which honestly Mythical's other game, Blankos, is kind of like that. I love Blankos, it's one of my favorite NFT games, but I like to play it like 2 or 3 in the morning in Pacific time zone, and there's really not a lot of people that play then, so like a lot of times I just end up playing matches by myself, and it's much more fun when you play with other people. So I do feel like they kind of learned from that game that it's better to be able to like play offline. That being said, I would love if they added more head-to-head competitive PvP, because I do feel like skill level, this game's pretty easy, but if you had to play against a real person, it would get much harder. And then I feel like I could potentially beat people with much higher team powers than me just by using my player skill, and it would make the game a little less pay to win. Because there's a certain level where you can't really, no matter how good you are, beat teams that paid more money than you. Because, as I was saying earlier, in the competitive events, it all comes down to point spread, whoever's the highest point spread. And it gets to the point where you'll score every single time you get the ball in 1 or 2 plays, and that's how everybody does. So the only way to get a higher point spread is by getting a better defense, and the only way to get a better defense is by paying money. So there is a certain point where, like, yes, it is kind of pay to win, but where it becomes not pay to win is they have base events where you cannot use cards outside of the base rarity. So all the people that are spending hundreds and thousands of dollars on the legendary and mythical rarity cards, they can't use those cards in the base events. It's the events you get out of these packs you're buying with just grinding from the campaign. My base team on my main account is consistently getting top 100, and I haven't spent any money on my base team. So I truly believe if you played as much as I did without buying NFTs, you would be able to compete in those events. And I don't know for sure that you can, because this is really my first time trying it on a free-to-play account, but I would like to prove it. And as I said earlier, I'm not going to actually take any rewards. You have to... Oh shit, I almost just threw an interception. You have to play like 20 to 25 games to complete an event, but I can on day 1 play like 5 games and see if I can get in the top 300 or whatever the top is to unlock NFT packs, and I will just not play the other games. So if I'm able to get in the top 300, you could assume if I played that well consistently, I would. I will not, because I don't think it's fair to win rewards on multiple accounts, because if I get top 300 on 2 accounts, that means somebody playing on 1 account does not get it because I do, and that's just not cool. I think it's bad for the community, and it has been an issue with some other players, and I don't know what the official terms of service rule is on that, but I don't know, just be a good neighbor, be a good community member. Don't try to steal prizes from people that are playing legitimately, because, I don't know, it sucks. It's already hard to qualify for these events, and if one person's qualifying on 5 accounts, it's kind of lame when other people, you know, don't have the time to play on 5 accounts and are just trying to play on their 1 account. I have no life. I play this game way too much, so I am able to play on 2 accounts and make content for it. Sit in my room all day playing Rivals. That's why I look like Tom Hanks in Castaway.
Well done!
Playing fast and loose. I keep trying to lead my guys too much. The better your players get, the faster they can run and the more you need to lead them. Like, if I was throwing where I'm throwing right now in the events, they would be interceptions like a bunch of the times, because the defenders, as they get higher levels, run faster. So like the whole game just moves faster. You need to lead your players more. You can't, and if you get too close to defenders, they will block you off and intercept it. So we'll get there eventually, but I'm definitely going to need to grind out a bunch of free players before we're able to even compete in the events. So there's no way my team can even... Oh wow, I'm not going to be able to score here. Let's see if I can juke. Juke! Oh, almost. If you time it correctly, when they're diving at you from behind, you can juke and they will miss you. And even if you run out of stamina, you can kind of like get one final score in the end. But that's a pretty skilled maneuver, which, as someone who considers himself skilled at the game, I still failed. So not easy to do. So we are going to fast forward through this next game, and I'll start again once we get to the point where I have enough to buy the next pack, and you can see what I rip. But see you all in a bit. Recording myself silently playing NFL Rivals. Find that on iTunes next week. It's gonna be my new NFL Rivals hit single. Making that content. Alright. I just finished my next game. Let's see if I have enough coins to open another pack. I do not. I will play one more game and then check back with you guys. Alright. I just won my next game. I think that should give me enough coins to get my next pack. Okay. So I can upgrade my fan level. It says, warning, 1500 team power. I don't care. Collecting it anyway, because I want the coins. So now I've got 1,000 coins. So I should be able to open another pack. Let's go! I will say, not everybody likes loot crates and the opening experience, but I really like the pack opening experience. I like the little RNG roll every time. And the fact that you can open these without spending money and just earn the credits in game is really fun for me. 76, that's alright. I'll take them. 67, better than nothing, but not great. And 66, same thing. I also should be checking the achievements. Oh nice, that is an upgrade on my wide receiver. So slot 2 is always where I put my best receiver. That's my favorite one to throw to. Slot 2 ends up being on the far right on the field. Slot 1, which is where more is, ends up being on the far left. And then slot 3, which is the one where I don't have a card, that one ends up being like to the right of the far left. Starting to build my defense. Good. Let's see if I have any achievements. Oh, I do. So I should be collecting these achievements as well. You get points for like just passing, completing a 70-yard pass, score 25 touchdowns. And these give me the rarity coins. And this is what I was talking about earlier, where it has score 15 rushing touchdowns as a quarterback, or score 50 one-point conversions. Those are the ones I like to grind out through the campaign, because when you're playing event stuff, you're going to want to get 2-point conversions every time, so you get that one from that. And also, it's not really worth risking doing quarterback rushing touchdowns. It takes longer, so you want to score as fast as possible in the events. And that actually gave me enough to buy another team builder pack, so let's go. Cool, so 4 cards, I'll take it. For 1,500, that's cheap. Big money, big money, big money. 79, that's pretty decent. Almost 80, but if I upgrade them, you'll get to 80. 79, also pretty solid. Kicker doesn't really matter if I'm being honest, but I'll take it. 66, could be better. I'd really love like an 80 plus or a 90, but we're not getting so lucky on these packs. Got another achievement just for that. Ooh, 1,000. Alright, I'm going to play another game. I'm going to fast forward through this. And I'll see you guys after the game. We'll see if I have enough to buy another pack. Alright, just got my next win. Let's see if we have enough coins for another pack. 2,000, I do not. Probably just skip all of this, play one more game. Shoot. Finally missed a kick. Biff! Man, I'm biffing kicks left and right. Not gonna get an achievement if you play like that. Alright, we got another game down. So this is now 2 games since my last pack opening, and we'll see if I have enough coins to open the next pack. I leveled up. When you level up, your stamina resets. So if you're trying to play this game as sweaty as possible, you want to time your events and stuff around the stamina resetting. The stamina only resets for the campaign, so you want to do campaign matches first, and then do your events, and if that levels you up, then you can go back and do an additional 10 campaign matches. If you're really trying to grind out the coins and the diamonds and stuff, that's the best way to do it. Does not look like I have enough for my next pack unless I have an achievement. So we're either do... Oh, we do have an achievement. Boom. So yeah, I have enough for my next pack. Team Builder pack number 4. This has 4 players, earn a 70 plus power wide receiver and tight end, and a 60 plus power FS and SS. Get some safeties. Let's do it. Come on, give me an 80 or 90. I don't even know if it's possible, but I want one. 79, that's pretty solid, I'll take it. 77, also pretty solid. 67, not so solid. These numbers might be guaranteed 60s and 70s. I don't know if you can actually pull higher, but I do think the actual player you get is random within those powers. Oh, and another achievement. Some diamonds. And some coins. What do I need for my next coin pack? I need 2,500, so I need about 1,020 coins. Cool. I'm only missing like 3 players from my primary team, and then special teams I still gotta fill out. Special teams is honestly not very important in this game right now. It might change it. Alright, gonna skip through this next match. I'll see you guys after to see if we have enough for another pack. Alright, got another win on the books. Let's see if I have enough coins to open my next pack. You do get diamonds and coins from the campaign matches. You don't get diamonds on everyone. It's kind of random which one you do. You also get these upgrade points, like the cornerback upgrade points. So the campaign is pretty good for grinding out the materials. I might be able to upgrade the difficulty, which gives me enough coins to open another pack, but if not, we'll do another game. Rewards waiting. Let's upgrade the fan level. It says I need 1800 power. I like to live on the edge. I'm only at 1400 team power. I don't care. I've been winning so easily that I'd appreciate the challenge. So this will be my last team builder pack, and then I'm kind of stuck at the pack prices normal, because normally it costs like close to 10,000 of the coins to get 5 players, so getting 4 of them for 2,500 is a very good deal. I'll probably get a worse quarterback than Jalen Hurts, though. Yep, Mac Jones, not as good. 70's decent, though. I'll take it. Another 70. Not bad. And 66. I like putting my best offensive lineman on the right-hand side, because that's the side you run to the most often. Alright, I got a full defense and offense now. Let's go. I will play one more round and then conclude this video. I just basically want to see if this is drastically harder. Now that I upgraded their difficulty, they're like 200 power higher than me. Maybe I'll have some actual challenge, but I think it'll still be pretty easy. We'll see. And on the next video, I'll go over how to use the events to your advantage to grind out the most diamonds, and what you should do with those diamonds to be able to continue upgrading your team. Because realistically, I think it's going to take a while to be able to compete in any events where I can unlock NFT prizes. So I'm going to need a lot better team than what I have now to compete in the base events. And the way you unlock better base players is by spending diamonds on diamond packs. But there's specific strategies I use, or will be using, to try to maximize my diamonds. So I'll go over that in the next video, but I haven't edited this yet. I assume this is going to be really long. And you'll probably want a break from me talking at you. So far, it seems to be really easy. It's not really a challenge until they start scoring on you every play. You'll get to the point when you're playing real players where like every single time you give them the ball, they score on you. So the fact that my defense stopped them at all means this is not a super high difficulty. So I might just fast forward until the end of this game and then do a little outro. Alright, that's another win for the LA Rams and myself. As you can see, I won pretty decidingly, so even upgrading the difficulty really didn't make it that much harder. Next week, I will go over the events. The events is when the game actually gets difficult, and I will probably be able to actually lose a game because the teams are so much harder. So thank you for watching, everybody. Definitely let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I've played this game a lot, so I should have insight on most things. If there's anything I didn't cover, just let me know, and I'll cover it on next week's video. Next week, we'll be taking a look at the events and how to start building out the best possible team for the base events.